gentlemen, I'd like to, of course, acknowledge the Governor of the Reserve Bank of Fiji, CEO of Fiji Airways, Permanent Secretary for Health, Permanent Secretary for Economy, Avi Raju of FijiCare, and of course Brent from Tourism Fiji, and all the other stakeholders that are present here this evening. Before I do the official launch for the particular product and indeed the portal for it, I'd just like to make a few comments regarding this particular product. It set me thinking. A few weeks ago, as you know, the Honourable Prime Minister and I just returned about a week ago from Glasgow, where we had the COP26. A number of issues, of course, were discussed. A number of the outcomes, in fact, were very favourable in respect of the way forward regarding the climate crisis. As part of the COP presidency, when Fiji actually had the presidency, there was a particular initiative that was launched. It was called the DRUA Incubator. In the DRUA Incubator, we received funding from countries like Luxembourg to the tune of about $1 million, where we're setting up an incubator for financial products, not just for Fiji, but for the Pacific, to look at innovative financial products. Whether it's to do with insurance, whether it's to be able to raise bonds in a particular manner, to be able to go to the private sector, to be able to have blended finance for various funding opportunities, whether it's for adaptation, whether it's for mitigation, and in particular countries that do not necessarily have the economies of scale. Because large countries, for example, have private sector willing almost and falling over each other to go and invest, for example, in mitigation. But they do not actually are rushing to small countries like ours because they do not have the economies of scale. When these people invest, they talk about $500 million, they talk about $1 billion. We don't have that level of scale in the Pacific. This particular product fits in very neatly with the DRUA Incubator initiative, where we are looking at getting new products for new scenarios, for new climatic conditions, and indeed, of course, now for a new pandemic condition. So we are very, very, in fact, overjoyed, I would say, from our perspective, that we were able to find an insurer that was willing to partner with government to come up with such a product. And I'd really like to thank Avi. He is, of course, a Fijian, born here, but has left our shores and gone to New Zealand, various other places in the world, and is currently based in Singapore. But he's provided a particular, I suppose, different way of thinking, a new paradigm in the insurance industry. And I'd like to really sincerely thank him for that, and please put your hands together for him, because FijiCare did exist before we did not have these kind of products. They are currently helping us, as you know, because of the pandemic. Dr. James Fong is here, a man who's been in the limelight for the past 18 months. And I'd like to also acknowledge him for his hard work, because he's had to deal with a number of scenarios. Please put your hands together for him. I think he gets does not get acknowledged as much as he should. But the fact of the matter is that we've had to deal with this new phenomena. And to be able to come up with this new product in such a short period of time, I think is extremely remarkable. When we talked about opening up the borders, as we had discussions, we talked about the various risks, about what it could present for us. We've seen in other countries, for example, Singapore, countries like Mauritius, where when they did open up the borders, they did see an increase in the number of COVID positive cases. And a lot of the times, I'd like to also make a plug for that too, and I'm digressing slightly, is that a lot of the times it was the laxity on the part of the locals that led to the increase in the number of cases, most certainly in countries like Mauritius. So just because tourists are coming, we need to ensure that we continue to abide by the various health protocol measures that the Permanent Secretary of Health is going to issue. Because we do not certainly want a situation where we open up the borders with a huge influx of tourists, everybody's happy, and we reach a scenario that we have cases out in the outer islands. As you know, there are certain locations in Fiji where we still have very low rates of vaccination. Those people are still vulnerable. I went to Nandi Market this afternoon, and one lady came up to me rather aggressively and said to me, "Why am I still wearing a mask when you've got 90% vaccination?" I said, well, there's 10% of the people who still aren't vaccinated, fully vaccinated. We have to be worried about them. Can you imagine if we have 2 or 3 isolated locations in Fiji that they all test positive, and we need to divert all our resources to those outer areas. Dr. Fong will be stretched. The health system will be stretched. So we're not out of the woodworks yet. We still need to be able to ensure that we are focused on the ball game. The ball game is to open up the economy with measures. All these wonderful people who now come back to work, we want them to continue to come to work. We don't want a situation where 2 months later, Dr. Fong has to make that call and say, guys, borders are now shut. Sorry, too many cases. We don't want that. We want this to continue in a safe manner. So similarly, we wanted to have, from a financial perspective, from a risk perspective, we wanted to ensure that government does not have that level of exposure that it would have in the event that we do not have an insurance product. Critically important. Reality is there, some tourists are out, for example, in the Mamanugas, and they need to be urgently brought to mainland. Somebody has to pay for it. We'll of course be morally and ethically obliged to do so. We cannot say to them, well, sorry guys, we're stuck here and cast away, we're not going to send the helicopter over. So we wanted to ensure that we cover ourselves. The government of course cannot continuously pay for products that the private sector also benefits from. I think the tourism sector needs to understand that. Hotels need to understand that they also need to share the risk, because we are also most definitely sharing the risk too. So by having an insurance product, we've got this product it gives us that level of comfort. I had digressed earlier on. Because of the COVID now, we have also now allowed people to go and see GPs, where normally a person who could not afford to go and see a private general practitioner, they would go to a health center or go to a hospital. Now they actually don't have to. They can go to the GPs that have enlisted with us, and we'll pay their fees directly. I'd like to also thank FijiCare in that respect, because they in fact have been with us from the beginning. The Care Fiji product, the particular product that we got from Singapore, the Singaporean government, we thank them for that. We were able to tweak it, and we had FijiCare that actually helped us launch it. That's why it's called Care Fiji. It fitted in quite well. We switched the words around. Now also with the GP system, Care Fiji has FOC, free of charge, for the first year, said that they will help us monitor the GP services. So they are the ones who actually verify the costs, verify the invoices that are being sent by the doctors, because they're already doing that for the other products. They've helped us to do that, which has been a fantastic need for us. So, thank you very much for that. I think the point it also makes is that, as I was at a launch yesterday by UNCDF, where we have the United Nations funded by the Australians, developing incubator opportunities for people to develop, software or develop apps, where they allow them some space to do that. And as I was saying there, one of the opportunities that the pandemic has actually presented to us has made us think outside the box. We're now having people who are applying for things online they would never think of doing so. The $360 unemployment benefit we've been paying to the formal and the informal sector, we've had people apply on their phones. It takes 3 minutes maximum. The PS and the team are here from economy, they can verify this. They apply, it takes them 3 minutes, and all the monies are dispersed also digitally. So you have $100 million being disbursed within 2 or 3 days. You have over 300,000 people making those applications on their phones. Many countries, in fact, have disbursed funds through money wallets, but not have had many applications through the digital process. So Fiji is one of the first, and I'd like to acknowledge everybody who's participated in that. I also would like to thank Fiji Airways for being a wonderful partner with us. As you know, the first 100,000, the Fijian government is actually picking up the premium for that, because somebody said to me the other day, oh, what if those people who had already booked about a month ago? I said, well, they're okay, they're covered. They don't have to go back and pay for it, because we're covering for the first 100,000, which gives FijiCare that leverage again. And Fiji Airways, it's a national carrier. We've always said repeatedly, we will continue to protect and ensure that an island nation state like Fiji must have its national carrier. Nobody can drive to Fiji from Australia. We're not in Europe. We're not like in Luxembourg and somebody drives to us, from Switzerland or France. They have to come by plane. if you don't have a national carrier, and of course it has to be commercially run and in a very viable manner, but if you don't have a national carrier, you will be left to the whims and the fancies of other carriers who are not based in Fiji. The jobs won't be here. The opportunity to say, let's open up the borders on the 1st of December. We know that there's an airline that's going to fly on the 1st of December. If we do not have a national carrier, and if we said, let's fly on the 1st of December, Qantas could have said, we'll come on the 15th, guys. Virgin could have said, we'll come on the 7th. So we say, oh, thank you very much, we'll wait for you. You have to move away from that space. We need to have a particular level of control on the industry from a national perspective. And this is why we have partnered in this product with Fiji Airways. This is why the allocation of $40 million for the package that we are offering is through Fiji Airways. It's critically important. We have given a number of incentives. Duties have been reduced from alcohol to all sorts of things to make sure that Fiji is not just health conscious, and Australians or Americans who want to come to Fiji know that Fiji is a safe place to go to. They probably are reading the statements by the PS for health online. They know what statements, they know what measures we put in place, they know where the red zones are, they know that there's now is an insurance product. All those things matter. What also matters is the pricing, because there are numerous countries, numerous hotels all over the world, in particular ones we are competing with, that are trying to get a big chunk of the market share, and at any cost. Through third parties, we've spoken to hotels in Bali. They are giving 3-4 nights for free to families. They're slashing the food F&B, but they just want the share of the market. So similarly, I think there's a great opportunity for us now with this product to demonstrate to everybody else, and including those in the government and the civil service, that to partner with the private sector is critically important. In the same way, we've been having conversations with Dr. Fong about, for example, testing, about labs. If they're certified by the Ministry of Health, we have a transparent process. More and more private doctors, labs should come and participate in this space. That's the way forward, because it reduces the burden on the public health system, it creates opportunity, it creates competition, it drives better pricing. If you have only 1 or 2 suppliers, they can charge $250 for a PCR test. If I have a family of 5, if I have to do a PCR test upon my return, I'm going to pay $1,250 to go back to Australia. If I have to do rapid testing when I arrive and somebody's charging me $50, that's $250. But if the price was sharper, if there are more people available, more competition, we become even sharper with our pricing. You have better products being given. So I think tonight's, in fact, launch here, Avi, I think what you've done is set in train something that's quite revolutionary. I think it's in a kind of a microcosm of how we can get the public sector, the private sector, and all these different minds thinking together with the hotel industry to develop products that will be not only beneficial to the individual entities from a financial perspective, but also from a national perspective, where it makes us a lot more attractive, it gives us better runs on the board, and it also shows that we can grow efficiencies and be quite efficient about how we deliver services to everybody. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to everybody that's participated. Thank you for Dr. James Fong for his participation in this, Brent, Tourism Fiji, Fiji Airways, and all the other personnel from FijiCare that have developed this particular product. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that. I mean, these are the stuff that we can write lots of articles on in some journal as to how we can replicate this in other parts of the world. So thank you to everybody. I see some of the GPs around here. Some of you have not joined the GP with the government. You can do that. Please bring down your pricing. We'll certify you and you can join us. And ladies and gentlemen, so thank you very much. I'm told that I have to officially launch the product. So I now like to officially launch the product of the FijiCare COVID insurance product, and of course the Fiji Vistas insurance portal. And which again, the portal, I think, as Avi said, is quite phenomenal that we are able to have it so easily accessible. in any way in the world, which makes it even more attractive. So thank you very much for that. And now officially launch that. I don't have to press a button, right? Thank you very much. Naka, thank you.